Hello all and welcome back to another wonderful video. Today I am here in Ponytown to talk about some things that you probably didn't know about Ponytown. That's right, we have more facts. I have even more facts about Ponytown that you probably don't know. The first one including that my keyboard is super loud. It is even louder than it's ever been before and there is nothing I can do about it. That's not a real fact, but today we're going to go over some things, starting with a very simple one. Now, you may know about emojis and how they work and things like that, but what you don't know is that there's some variations of emojis and stuff like that. So, if I want to say green apple, I can type it like this. In the chat, you saw there how I was typing it, green_apple. It will, of course, show a green apple emoji. Yuck, that's gross, that's disgusting. Who would ever want an apple? But if you're gonna have an apple, you may as well get a green apple. But you don't have to type just green_apple. You can also type this, which is gapple. That's right, you can type gapple and it will still give you a green apple. So this is what gapple does, and green apple does exactly the same thing. There's a variation of it, a variant of it, however you want to say it, and it's very interesting because if we actually hit enter here and then go to this little button right here, find green apple in here somewhere, right there, you'll see that it actually autofills as gapple instead of green_apple, almost as if green apple is something that has been phased out but not completely phased out as well. Maybe it's something like this is going to save the most amount of space on your chat, so it's of course going to use gapple, which is the shortest variant of that. So if you ever want to find the shortest possible variant of something, then there's a chance that the shortest possible variant is actually just on here if you just simply press it. That is the first thing there. And the second thing also has to do with typing and things like that, because man, I really need to whisper to my friend. That's right, I need to whisper to my friend. Let me click on a person, open their profile, hit this button here, and then hit send whisper. But let's do something else instead. Let's grab their whole name. Can I even grab their whole name? I don't think I can, because their name is too long. Can I do it to them then? Well, their whole name will not show up either. So we're gonna have to go to the docs to find a name then. Why do you have such long names? There we go. There's a name. All right, let's go back over here. And instead of, pressing the buttons, like I said before, you press this and then hit send whisper. You can, of course, it's not an easy thing to do. There we go. And then you can hit Control-C, and you don't have to copy it, but this is the easiest thing to do, especially with a name that complicated. But you can type /W space, then the name, wait, no, /W, then the name, then, wait, no, that's wrong too. How the fuck does that work? I guess I learned something new while filming this, but if we go to a name like this, like bingo, we just copy that and then do, of course, /W space, then paste their name, then hit a space again, or well, it is literally just the fact that we're on a different island. That is what is causing it to happen, I guess. That's probably a bug that I just discovered just now. That's goofy. But if I go to the same island as that player here, maybe go away from them, and of course I do /W space their name. Why is it not working there either? What the fuck? I guess the pony has to be loaded in as well. That is that kind of messed up this whole thing, didn't it? But if you happen to have that other person loaded in and you type in /W followed by their name and then start typing your message, then it will allow you to whisper to them without having to go through all those steps. Although it is the most inconvenient way possible to whisper to someone, but it is a thing. Speaking of whispers, I apparently got a whisper. Someone saying, real, which leads me into another thing about this little whispering thing that you might not know. Now, something else you might not know about whispers is, of course, I can click on their name here and then do the send whisper thing, or I can double click this if I want to and then start typing if I want to. But there is actually a command for this as well. If I type in /R and then hit space, you can see how it automatically fills this in to start whispering to that person specifically. So then I can say banana, and they will have no idea why I whispered them banana. But what it does essentially is /R sends a whisper to the most previous whisper that you got. So for example, this was the most recent whisper I got, so doing /R is going to send a reply to the most recent whisper, so it's going to send a reply to that same person. So that's how that works. And let's move on to some other things that I might understand a little bit better. Why was the whisper thing so broken? So, something that you might not know about Ponytown is the fact that all the names have these weird pixels around them, I guess. I mean, of course, the names themselves are pixels, like this person's name is just NW for whatever reason. But this person who is named Luxie, you can see their name, if we look very, very closely, it's just a bunch of weird pixels that are different colors, like they're different shades of black and gray and stuff. So it is very interesting how they just do that. I don't know why that's the case. It's just not a solid color for whatever reason. Maybe this is easier, maybe this is optimized somehow, I have no idea. But this, of course, works for signs as well. So if we go over to this sign, or anything that displays text besides chat, we'll have these weird pixels that outline the whole thing. I don't understand why that's the case, but it is the case, and it's something that once you see, you can never unsee, by the way. But it's also a weird, interesting thing that I feel like not a lot of people know, because it's something that you're not going to notice right away. Now we got to go to the caves. Let me in! Let me in! Let me in! Why isn't it letting me in? Okay, there it goes. All right, so we have to go to the caves for this next part, because this next part has to do with bats. It's something that once you see, you're not going to unsee, and you might see that, like, I've done this twice in a row, and I'm probably going to do one more time. But the reason why is because I was originally going to do a video about things that you can unsee when you see them, but I kind of decided to do this instead. So about the bats, once you see it, like I said, you're not going to unsee it, but they have no eyes. They have literally no eyes at all. No matter how close we get on this, how much we zoom in, you can tell that it has absolutely no eyes whatsoever, and it's flying away from me, but you can see how the bats have absolutely no eyes in the game. I guess this is a style choice. Maybe it's because the bats are too small, but I feel like you could maybe get away with fitting, you know, a couple of red pixels in there for eyes or something. But they have no eyes, and in fact, they have, like, no detail on the body part of the character, like, on the body of the bat itself. It's just one flat gray square, basically. And I find that very interesting. The bats are really weird, but they have no eyes, and it's something that you probably didn't know about Ponytown. For this next one, we have to go to the main menu on the About page, scroll down a little bit, and take a look at the team. The team is something that a lot of you probably don't know about in terms of how many there are and who they are and things like that. So, to sum it up, there is exactly 15 team members as of recording this. Maybe that'll change in the future, maybe it won't change in the future, maybe we'll get more in the future, maybe we'll get less in the future. Who knows? I don't know. Nobody knows. But as of now, there is currently, of course, 15 members. We have, of course, some project leaders, some programmers, some artists, only a single music composer, by the way. There's only one person making music in this game, which I think is insane on its own. I guess is maybe not insane. I actually don't know how that works with most games, but you can see that how they have other moderators and stuff like that. They have 5 moderators total and stuff like that, but of course they have all of these people here working on the game, doing a wonderful job. But there's 15 team members as of recording this right now, and that may change in the future. It may not change in the future. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. But for now, that is something that you probably didn't know about Ponytown. So this next and last thing also brings us, of course, to the main page. If we go over to the characters tab and then, of course, open this server menu and scroll down a little bit, you can see that you can hide your character behind the server list. This is something that I goof around with every now and again when I'm just bored and just messing with the menus and stuff like that, looking for little details and things, or just checking how many people are online or whatever. I always do this every now and again, and I just hide my little character behind there and just play a little game of peekaboo. It's like, peekaboo, hide behind there, and then peekaboo again. just poke their head out. I really want to make like a short goofy video just based on this alone, because there's so much fun that can be had with just this tiny little thing. I don't know why I enjoy it so much. Maybe it's the ADHD that's in my brain or whatever, it's kicking in. I don't know, but it is a lot of fun, and it's funny to me. I don't know why. It could be a bug too, I don't know. I feel like it's not, because it makes sense that this would have priority over this, but it also makes sense the other way. And of course, if I do try to edit the character by giving them like striped legs, for example, it'll of course remove that because you clicked off of it. So I don't know if that's really doing anything. But you can hide your character behind the menu. and I find that funny. In fact, you can turn your head when you're back there too. You can turn your head and everything. You can even flip your character or turn your head. Look at that. I'm having too much fun with this tiny little thing, but of course that is another thing that you probably didn't know about Ponytown, and that pretty much does it for the video. There's not anything else to really talk about in terms of things that you might not know. If you have something that you don't think a lot of people know about Ponytown, then feel free to let me know in the comments below, because I will of course add it to a future list, and we can of course talk about it and share that knowledge with everyone, so that everyone knows these things that you probably didn't know about Ponytown. So that's gonna do it for the video. Like I said, I do hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please do feel free to like, subscribe, share, and do all those wonderful things like that, because when you do those wonderful things, not only do you get access to wonderful content such as this, but you also get to become one for yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.